Y'all ready to the next 127, and what I have for you guys today is another Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck profile top 3 from our locals today, featuring, of course, Mr. Bwebb, Earth Machines.
What's up?
So, you placed third, huh?
Somehow, with a slightly gimped deck.
Oh, listen, he's got some spice in here, guys. He's got some spice in here that you are not ready for. Mr. Bwebb, if you will.
It's bad spice. Very bad spice.
Take it away.
Never use said spice. Alright. So, as he said, we played Machina Infinitrack Trains, so...
Earth Machines.
Earth Machines. So, start off with the standard 3 Infinitrack Harvester. Okay. It is your Stratos 4 Infinitracks, and it has the level combining effect, just like Anchor Drill will in a little bit.
Okay.
3 Brutal Dozer, Konami, please. Foils, please. When it's special summoned, you have to tribute an Earth Machine. When special summoned, you special summon a level 5 or lower Infinitrack from your deck in defense position with its effects negated. 9 times out of 10, that doesn't matter. Because the boy you're summoning out is Trencher.
Okay.
But we have 1 Trencher. This should have been 2, but my stupid self left it at home, along with the 1 tunnel that I had to borrow. And to round out the Infinitracks, we have 1 Anchor Drill.
So this should be at 2.
This should be at 2.
Got it.
Maybe.
Okay.
It was weird working with only 1, but it
got the job done.
It got the job done.
All right.
Infinitrack Trencher has the same summoning effect as Brutal Dozer. When you can banish him from the graveyard, target 1 level 5 or lower Infinitrack in your graveyard, special summon it.
Okay.
Tunneler is a Pot of Avarice. You banish him, target 5 Earth Machines, shuffle him back into the deck, draw 2.
Okay.
Anchor Drill, when he is normal or special summoned, you can special summon a Earth Machine from your hand, and he also has the same level modulation effect as Harvester.
Okay.
So that is the Infinitrack package.
Okay.
Next up, the other big starter of the deck.
Okay.
3 Machina Metal Cruncher.
Okay.
When he is normal or special summoned, reveal 3 Earth Machine monsters, and your opponent randomly chooses the one to add to your hand. And if you control no cards on the field, you can normal summon him, but his attack becomes 1800.
Okay.
9 times out of 10 again, doesn't matter.
Right.
This is a card that many people are kind of finicky with. I prefer to play 2 Machina Fortress.
Okay.
And the 1 Citadel.
Okay.
I like the second Machina Fortress. It gives you more stuff to search off the Machina redeployment later on. And he is amazing in the grind game.
Gotcha.
He allows this deck to just grind like no other. He pops cards like Zombie World, Tikaboo, and he also synergizes with Citadel.
Okay.
So, for people who are maybe unfamiliar with Machina Fortress, Machina Fortress requires you to discard machines, whose total level equals 8.
Okay.
Which can be himself if he's in your hand.
Okay.
When he is targeted by a monster effect, on resolution, you get to look at your opponent's hand and just rip a card right out.
Okay.
On resolution. And then when he's destroyed by battle, he gets to destroy a card on the field.
Okay.
Your opponent's card. So that's how you out things like Tikaboo, Zombie World.
Gotcha.
Citadel's a boy. When an Earth Machine is destroyed by anything and sent to the graveyard, you get to special summon him out. And then you target 1... Is it 1 machine? Let's see. It is... You target 1 machine monster you control.
Okay.
And that's the cost. You just target it.
Gotcha.
And then you destroy that monster, and every monster in your opponent's field with attack less than or equal to that monster.
Okay.
So you pop Citadel, 3,000 or less on your opponent's field is gone.
Nice.
Yeah. He is extremely recurable, especially if you use Fortress to crash into stuff.
I gotcha.
So that's it for the Machina package.
Okay.
The train package.
Mm-hmm.
1 Bullet Express, 2 Derrick Crane.
Okay.
Some people run 1 and 1.
Mm-hmm.
I prefer 2 Derrick Crane, 1 Bullet.
Mm-hmm.
Because this allows you to get a guaranteed train off of Metal Cruncher if you have open Brutal Dose in your hand.
I understand.
So, Bullet Express, if you control only Earth machine monsters, you can special summon him from your hand.
Mm-hmm.
In order to attack, you have to send 2 cards you control on the field to the graveyard to attack, which I've only had come up once.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, doesn't really matter.
Mm-hmm.
The real effect that matters is if this card's in your graveyard because it was sent there this turn, you can add 1 machine card back to your hand.
Okay.
And then Derrick Crane, the boy.
Yeah, the boy himself.
The big level 10 that almost everybody knows.
Yep.
When an Earth machine is special summoned, you can special summon this from your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use this to chain block harvesters, metal crunchers, dozers. When he's summoned this way, his attack and defense are cut in half, but that doesn't matter because he's going under rank 10.
Mm-hmm.
The effect that matters is when he is detached from a machine monster to activate its effect, you can target 1 card your opponent controls and destroy it.
Okay.
And the brick.
The brick.
The brick.
The Shadal Beast.
When this card is added from your deck or graveyard to hand,
Yeah.
add 1 Earth Machine with 500 attack and or defense.
Okay.
So that is Anchor Drill, Trencher, and Tunneler.
Okay.
For the hand traps,
Standard lineup.
Standard Ash, and Bell.
Yep.
Alrighty, getting onto the spells now.
Okay.
We'll start with your starters.
Yep.
3 heavy forward.
Okay.
When it's activated, you search for an Infinitrack and you add it to your hand. And then it has 2 effects that you can use.
Okay.
But you can only use each of these, or you can only use one of the effects. First one is you can use this to attach it as material.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can use it to change the battle position of one of your Infinitrack, or I think it's any Xyz monster. But that doesn't really come up that often. Very rare for it to come up.
Mm-hmm.
I've had it come up maybe once or twice. And the other starter of the deck,
Okay.
3 Machina redeployment.
Okay.
1 of 2 effects. You can pitch a card to search for 2 Machina monsters, or you can pitch a Machina monster or a Machina card to search for 2 Machina cards.
Okay.
Both of them with different names.
Okay.
So with this, you're usually grabbing Metal Cruncher and sometimes the Trap. But most of the time, it's going to be Metal Cruncher and Fortress.
Okay.
So hard ones per turn.
Okay.
And now, 3 droplets.
Yep. Unfortunately, a very expensive kind of standard.
This card is cuttable.
Yeah.
I don't use it as often as I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
But I like running it.
So Dark Ruler?
Dark Ruler is in the side.
Yeah.
But I like running it just because the amount of advantage that this deck generates, it gives you free fodder for droplets.
Okay.
Usually this is a card that I will side out in games 2 and 3.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I prefer to have other blowout cards
Sure.
that are in my side deck.
I understand.
That's that. Another controversial card. One of my favorites. Personal favorites. 3 Urgent Schedule.
Okay.
When this card is activated, your opponent has to control more monsters than you do.
Mm-hmm.
You summon a level 5 or higher and a level 5 or lower, or level 4 or lower Earth machine from your deck in defense position, and their effects are negated.
Okay.
So you're summoning a train, or maybe a citadel, in the rare occasion, and then you're summoning a harvester or a anchor drill.
Okay.
You can summon Box, but 9 times out of 10, Box is either going to be in your hand because you searched it off of Ballista in the extra deck, or it's in the grave.
Okay.
Because that's where he sits.
Yeah.
And Called By.
Yep. Because Called By is Called By.
Don't need to explain this card.
No.
Hand traps are running rampant through the format, so the one of is the one of.
The one of is the one of.
on the traps. 3 Machina Overdrive. I love this card.
Yeah, can we have a super of this too?
Yes, super of this. Also, can we get a super box?
Yeah.
Just to make the rest of this deck shiny. So, what this card does is you target a machine on the field, destroy it, and then summon a Machina with a different name. So, any machine.
Okay.
So, you can send Bullet Expresses, which I love doing, to summon Citadel. You can send Box. You can send anything on the field. And then in the graveyard, except for the turn that I was sent there. Well, actually, no. You can use the turn sent there, but you can only activate one of the effects. So the other effect is target 3 of your machine monsters that are banished or in your graveyard, shuffle them back into the deck, draw 1. But you can only use one of the effects per turn. So you have to choose to either use the Pop and Summon or the Baby Pot of Avarice.
Gotcha. Jar of Avarice.
And then the last card, 3 Imperm.
Okay.
Pretty
Standard. Yeah.
On to the extra deck.
Okay.
The Heart and Soul.
Yes.
3 Goliath.
Yes.
The card that makes Tunneler go.
Yes.
And the card that you run through way too fast on turn 3.
Yeah, you do.
Suddenly you realize you're out of Anchor, or you're out of Goliath on turn 3, and it's like, where did they all go? Ballista.
Okay.
Searches box.
Yep.
He's basically just an extender combo piece. But he does have another effect, which I don't think I've ever had come up, where you can send a spell or trap you control to the graveyard, target one monster your opponent controls, makes that attack 0.
Gotcha.
Almost never comes up.
Almost never comes up.
My personal favorite,
The boy.
the boy, from when I played Pure Trains way back in the day.
Yeah.
Double-headed Anchor Knuckle. Konami, why can't we use both of his effects?
Yeah, I hear that.
Let us use both of his effects.
I hear that.
Can't be used as link material.
Okay.
Main phase. Quick effect. You contribute 1 monster you control. Special summon a level 10 Earth machine from your graveyard defense position. Effects are negated.
Okay.
Most of the time you're summoning back Bullet Express with that.
Okay.
Or you can, in theory, use it to dodge stuff like DD Crow or Called By.
I understand. Okay.
But usually you're not doing that.
All right.
The other effect is, if this card is in your graveyard, send 1 card you control to the graveyard and special summon him.
Okay.
So what I like to do is, if I have Urgent Schedule set, I'll send my Urgent Schedule. And when Urgent Schedule is sent from the field to the grave, while it's face down, I can search for a 10.
Okay.
Any 10.
Gotcha.
Doesn't have to be specifically Earth Machines.
Okay. So that's all the links.
And like I said, you can only use 1 of its effects per turn, which is sad.
Kind of dumb, but all right.
Kind of dumb. What are we breaking by using both of its effects, Konami? Please explain this to me.
Exceeds.
Gear Gigant.
Ooh.
Gear Gigant X. Only reason he's in here, searching Cycle Reader.
Okay.
Honestly, though, he'll eventually come out when Drytron goes away.
Okay.
But right now, he's just sitting pretty to search for Cycle Readers.
And then you have the free extra X space.
Yeah. River Stormer. The boy. Again, the boy.
The Overraptor.
Yes. 2 effects. You can detach a material, either Foolish Burial in Earth Machine or Search an Earth Machine. This comes up when you get drolled. When you get drolled, you just send the Bullet Express instead of adding it to your hand. And then its other effect, which almost never comes up because he's not doing combat, is when he destroys a monster by battle, you can attach it to him as material.
Okay.
Never comes up. Dingirsu.
Ding.
Drill and Box makes this.
Okay.
Doesn't come up often.
But when it does.
But when he does. Non-targeting send or attach a banish card.
Yeah.
Which, when I attach a banish card, I actually like to attach Trencher to him.
Okay.
And then if I have a Bull Express on the field, I send him. And then I have a Trencher back in my graveyard.
Okay.
Enter Blathnir.
Yeah.
This came up today.
Okay.
Detach a material, and you get to choose 1 of 4 effects. Banish a card randomly from your opponent's hand. Banish a card non-targeting from their field. banish the top card of their deck, or banish a card from their graveyard. And we use this to banish an engage out of the grave, because we stopped the engage from getting out of the grave. And we just said no. Only thing that sucks about Enter Blapnir is if you use Brutal Dozer's effect to summon from the deck, you can't go into him.
Okay.
Same with Ding.
Okay.
Because Dark, Wind.
Okay.
Brutal Dozer's special summon from deck effect locks you into Earth, sadly.
Gotcha.
But on to the other Earth. Infinitrack Earth Slicer. I made this more often than I normally would.
Yeah.
Detach any number of materials from this card, pop that many cards. You use it to pop your own Goliaths, to bring out Citadels from the grave, and put said Goliaths underneath Xyz monsters to make them not able to be destroyed by card effects. And then he also has the same effect as Riverstormer, where if he runs over a monster by battle, you get to attach him to him as material.
Okay.
Comes up a little more, but not really.
Okay.
The train package.
The train package.
Gustav, Dora, Lieb.
Yeah.
Gustav, burn for 2k, detach 1.
Okay.
Detach Derricrane. Derricrane then pops a card.
Yeah.
He is fun.
That's fun.
Dora. Another fun one. He's a 4k butt. And not a lot gets over him. Detach. Quick effect, detach a material, target one card on the field. It is unaffected by card effects for the rest of the turn. And you detach Derricrane, and you get to use Derricrane's pop on your opponent's turn. Because why not?
Because why not?
And the card that just ends games.
Yeah.
Lieb.
Yeah. Big choo-choo.
Big choo-choo. Detach one material from him. He gains 2,000 attack and defense permanently. And he can attack monsters equal to the amount of materials he has plus 1.
Okay.
So if he has 2 materials on him, he can make 3 attacks on monsters.
Gotcha.
Or he can just attack directly normally.
Okay.
So
Sounds good.
ends games.
Ends games.
Usually this card drops, and the game is over.
Yeah, pretty much.
This signals that I'm going for game.
Yeah.
Zeus. He's like Ding. He doesn't come up often.
And you can hard make them.
And I can hard make him. I actually made Zeus twice today.
Okay.
Which is more than I normally make him. Detach 2 materials. Send everything on the field except for himself. And then he has, I believe it's if cards are destroyed, he attaches a material that almost never comes up.
Yeah. And then the spice.
The spice.
The spice.
Which I never summoned. Naturia Beast.
Yes! Yes!
Naturia Beast. He never came up. He is part of a 4-card combo that I discovered this week.
Yes!
Very inconsistent.
He says that, but he's lying.
I've yet to see this combo. I never saw it once today.
We'll show you in a separate video, guys, so
Yes.
stay tuned for that.
We'll show you in the next video.
Okay.
But Nat Beast, middle 2 cards from your deck, negate the activation, or I think it's activation.
Negate the activation, negate and destroy.
Yeah. You can send the top 2. Negate the activation. If you do, destroy it.
Yes, it's so good.
And it's actually nice because if you send Overdrive,
yeah, it's more food.
it's just more food.
Yeah.
Or if you get lucky and you send a Trencher,
Yeah.
again, just more food to go for next turn.
Mm-hmm. Side deck.
Side deck, pretty standard.
Yep. We can kind of go through these.
3 Lancia.
Yep.
Standard,
Yep. Lance.
no banish.
Yep.
Kaiju.
Mm-hmm.
He's probably coming out. He's just kind of a space filler until I can figure out what I want to put in place of him. But you can search him off of the effect of Urgent Schedule if it's sent from the field's grave when it's set.
And it gets rid of Dragoon.
And it gets rid of Dragoon.
So it's nice.
And it gets rid of Shenshen.
It does.
And Windows. It gets rid of a lot of stuff.
A lot of your problems, really.
Yeah, a lot of your problems, but then you have to get over him. He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Cycle Reader.
Yep.
Search him off of Gear Gigant.
Mm-hmm.
Not much else to say.
Yeah. Dark Ruler no Mars.
Dark Ruler.
Okay.
Never sided into this.
Yeah. I don't think
Also-
you really had to.
Also, never sided into, never sided into.
Yeah.
Twin Twisters. Sided into this today.
Okay.
Discard 1, pop 2.
Standard.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Harpies.
Yep. More.
Just more back row hate.
Mm-hmm.
Order.
Yep.
Because order.
Nat Beast in Order, you are not playing spells.
No, you're not. And red reboot.
Now you're not playing traps.
No, you're not playing. You're not playing traps this turn. I do have one space in the extra deck because I had to take out a card.
Yeah.
That was to get a sleeve for my tunneler.
Well, so if you had an extra one, what would it have been?
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. I think I would probably put in Drolls.
Okay.
Just because Droll's good in the format.
All right.
But yeah.
All right. Well, that, ladies and gentlemen, is our third place Earth Machine deck profile featuring Naturia Beast. Bwebb, thank you again so much for appearing in this video. Really do appreciate it.
Not a problem. It's been a while.
Yep. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Goodbye.